عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Firstly, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and may peace and blessing of Allah be upon his last messenger Muhammad ibn Abdullah and those who follow him until the end of time. I am your presenter today, Sheikh Bilal Kawandama, the Imam of Komboka Masjid. I'm here to bring a program under Copperbelt Muslim Youth, and I've got the panelists with me here. And I know that my brothers did not need to be introduced, but for the sake of the viewers and the listeners, they will need to introduce themselves. So I'll start with my brother from my right.
Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Bilal, we are happy and glad that you are here on the Copperbelt. I'm Elias Alex Mwewa. I was born and bred here on the Copperbelt province. I did my primary and high school on the Copperbelt. I had a little bit of a stint in Lusaka, for school at the University of Zambia. And then from there, I worked at different institutions in Lusaka, including Makeni Islamic Society, and then I came to the Copperbelt to pursue my profession in the mines. So basically this is who Elias is, and I'm the Executive Secretary for Copperbelt Muslim Youth.
Thank you very much, Elias, brother Elias. We go to the next.
My name is Abi Muhammad Mubarak. I was born here on the Copperbelt, and I did my studies here in Zambia. And I'm an imam in Luansha and a teacher of the Quran. In CMI, I am the advisory Sheikh.
Shukran Jaziran Sheikh Mubarak. We come to the next.
Thank you very much, Sheikh Bilal. I'm also glad to welcome you to the Copperbelt.
Shukran Jaziran.
My name is Al-Hajj Said Rick Kamboy. I am the chairperson for Copperbelt Muslim Youth, based here on the Copperbelt, of course, raised here. I'm a Sahili raised young man, and I have been with CMI since its start.
We come to the next.
Thank you so much, Sheikh Bilal. And once again, welcome to the Copperbelt province. First of all, you're looking at a Muslim, and that Muslim goes by the name of Kuzwayo Idrissa Pilati. I was raised and born on the Copperbelt in Kitwe, to be specific, and I graduated from the Copperbelt University as an agronomist, and I'm someone who's very passionate about Islam, and specifically awareness and spreading the message of Islam to the many masses who are Christian in this country. Thank you so much.
MashaAllah, Jazakumullah khairan. Shukran. And the next brother, kindly introduce yourself.
Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh Bilal. My name is Idris Shibalenge Kaira, and I was born and raised from here in the Copperbelt, and specifically in Ndola, and I've been with CMY since its inception in 2015, and alhamdulillah to be part of the family. Jazakumullah khair.
Barakallahu feekum, my brothers. You are welcome in this particular program. In your introductory part, Al-Hajj Said, you mentioned that you are the chairman of CMY. Brief us about the birth of CMY.
Shukran Jaziran, Sheikh. And thank you very much. I'm very much aware that, of course, my colleagues will also be able to add on, but I'll just focus on a few things in terms of its inception. Like the name calls, it's Copperbelt Muslim Youth. The organization emanated on the background that we realized that many young people on the Copperbelt and across the country, we didn't have an organization to represent our interest. And because we wanted to have a platform where young people can express themselves, be able to interact and share the knowledge about Islam, and propagate the religion itself. I had to make consultations with other colleagues, and I think most of my colleagues on the panel are amongst those that we had to sit with. The compilation of member identification was purely based around all the Copperbelt in the masajids. We had to call for a meeting that we said that wanted to have this organization, and when we sent the messages across the masjids, a lot of young people responded, and we had to settle ourselves.
When was that exactly?
That was in 2015. We started it in 2015, and Brother Elias would recall that at some point when we had visited Lusaka, that was a time when we were also doing the registration for the Islamic Supreme Council of Zambia. We had a lot of young people there who raised different issues, but there was no that organization in terms of representation. So I shared also with Brother Elias, and we thought for us on the Copperbelt, probably we can sit down, organize many more people. We had to storm it through. And in 2015, we started mobilizing ourselves. And I think in 2017, that's when we had to register the organization with the Registrar of Society. And from that time up to date, we have been running the institution through different platforms that we've been organizing for the young people on the Copperbelt.
You mentioned something which was my follow-up question in terms of the intentions. What were the main, you have mentioned some of them. Maybe you can just focus on the main intentions.
The main intention for the organization is purely knowledge and dawah. We realize that when you look at our country, for example, the majority are Christians. But it is also true that there are a lot of young people and many people who are embracing Islam today. So we realize that when we form such an organization, our main objective is, first of all, people must acquire the knowledge. We must ensure that these young people are linked to an institution where they acquire the knowledge of Islam, and thereafter they must be willing to go out there and reach out to many people who don't have the knowledge. So our main objective for the formation of this organization was knowledge and dawah, which is propagation.
Thank you, Brother Al-Hajj Said. Then you also mentioned about how when you looked at this, the gathering of the members. But now, what criteria did you use in terms of positions or gathering the people who was qualified to be in this particular organization?
Thank you, Sheikh. And I also want to mention that our first meeting was organized at Uzakile Masjid. That is where we hosted our first meeting, and we, like I said, that we had written invitations to almost all the masajids on the Copperbelt to invite young people to come to that meeting. And we realized that that meeting we had people from different backgrounds and professions. Others have graduated in this, graduated in this. So we had to ensure that each and every member is put in a position that meets their specification. And also we looked at the commitment. How much commitment do you have towards a position that you can take? And through the registration, we have gone through different processes, and this is how we thought that if we have young people from different backgrounds come together with different types of knowledge, others are graduates from UNZA, others are graduates from CBU, others are from college. Like myself, I'm a business administrator. Some of my colleagues will tell you that they are geologists, they are sheikhs. So if in the committee, the sheikh, like my sheikh here, who's a sheikh advisory committee, he's the head of religious affairs, because he has studied. So we had to look at which area you are going to have the strength on, and we used as a basis of selection.
Thank you very much, Al-Hajj Said. I'll come to Sheikh Mubarak. Looking at this organization, it's an Islamic organization, and you have been with the organization since inception of it. What are the challenges which you have gone through with this organization up to date?
Yeah. Thank you very much. As a sheikh of this organization, we have, I have encountered several challenges. This has to do with the the community in terms of the way they respond to the same organization or the same motto of our organization. Because this organization, it is a knowledge-based organization where everyone has to acquire knowledge. Then at the end of the day, we should be able to propagate this Islam based on the same knowledge we have acquired. Knowledge, as our ulama say, they said the first step is to seek knowledge. The second step, it is to apply that knowledge or implement that knowledge. Then the third step, it is da'wah. So we cannot go into da'wah minus acquiring knowledge, applying that knowledge on ourselves, and then we can take that third step. And this has been quite a challenge now.
Sheikh, coming to that question, coming to that point of you have challenges of the youths not being available, is there anything which CMY has put on the table for the youths, for them to come, like maybe a curriculum, maybe a syllabus, where they're able to come and they're unable to come? Okay. Or maybe the system which the CMY has put for these same youths to be available on the time when they are required to be?
We've been trying, just bringing in people at times to be taking us through these programs and teaching us one or two things concerning these da'wah activities, the manners and the tactics of da'wah. But when it comes to ourselves as having like a system or a program, a deliberate program where they'll be learning how to propagate that, we haven't done that yet, but inshallah it is coming, inshallah.
As an organization, we also collaborate with other institutions. So for us as an organization, we also want to create an opportunity for many more young people to access us through other avenues. And amongst these avenues are instances of collaborations with other institutions. We have organizations like IRA, which is also an organization to propagation of Islam, and other institutions. For us, what we believe is that these young people must be exposed to a situation where they can acquire knowledge. One of them is through, like the Sheikh said, we do street dawah. It's a system that we've put up for them to keep them busy. So we create that for them because we know that when we have a street dawah, the street dawah is conducted where you go out and tell people about Islam. We have other programs like the muhadara. If you are going to host a muhadara, you call for people to come. It's a platform that you use to measure the response of these people. So we are able to tell that, okay, we have this program, how many people have come? We have this program, how many people have come? And many more other programs. We have tried to do the quiz for young people. We have worked also with other institutions to help young people to go to Saudi Arabia. We have like Al-Assad agents which organizes and identifies in many ways, but really we hope to collaborate with many organizations in creating opportunities for young people to interact on.
Sheikh, if you allow me,
Yes.
if you allow me, I come into especially the challenges that the Sheikh was addressing. He has addressed the religious part of guidance in terms of knowledge and da'wah. Now, there's one challenge that has lived with us just like this challenge. This is an administrative challenge. You are come up as a group of youths, unknown anywhere, except by a few maybe shuyukh that you interact with. Now, all projects and programs run on finances. There's no program like we are here, somebody spends money for us to be here. That's the truth of the matter. So now you want to go and look for those resources. You have the zeal to do the job. Where do you get the resources? You find that people don't believe you. We will present a budget They tell you to knock out this and that, that and that, but you know that that is the key to what you want to hold. And you want to maintain a certain standard of programming, because at the end of the day, despite the programs being educative and everything, you have to create content that is appealing to the day. And that's where knowledge and dawah sits. It sits on the financing base. So we cannot forget about the administrative aspect.
Shukran Jazeera, that really sounds to be a very biggest challenge, especially that things are not okay with most of the people. Now, what are the plans you are thinking you can put across to make people understand or believe in same one?
To address these aspects, most of the Muslim money sits in the Arab world, and even locally. So if I'm mentioning money because it's a drive. I remember one of the days when Sheikh Siddiq Rahimahullah asked a question in one of the durus. He said, asked one of us, he said, what would you choose? To have money, a lot of money, or to be poor? Not one of us, the iman, we have the iman, we think maybe money will make me lose the way and that. And he said, no, actually you need that money. Pray that you have the money. If you probably don't have the money, have someone who can help you to run your program. What are the challenges that you are facing? It's money. So us now, we identify individuals, like we identify you. You are working for Al-Assad, I owe you, Imam, people outside. If you believe in us, because very few people know us in terms of people who can fund projects outside. We may not have many, but we believe in shuyukh like you and many other institutions within Zambia and outside Zambia to support these programs. And it's from here that we can launch the massive projects that can affect the future of Muslims in Zambia and outside Zambia. I think my brothers can add on that if possible. Or
I can take it up from there. At the very core of CMY is knowledge and dawah. The knowledge is for the Muslims. Muslims must know why they are Muslims, how to be a good Muslim. The best way we can propagate Islam is by acting in the best possible way as Muslims. How can we act that? Is by learning from our shuyukh. As CMY, we have put in events so that we can ensure this knowledge can be attained by Muslims. Some of these events include the muhadara that we've had over 5 times, if my memory serves me right. And we've had not only muhadara, we've also held Quran competition to encourage the seeking of knowledge by the young Muslims, because the young Muslims today will be the main Muslims of tomorrow. And through these quizzes, we put in prizes. The prizes that are won by the participants in the quizzes serve as an encouragement so that they pursue further in their study of Islamic knowledge.
Sheikh, and also just to add on, is that, like I said in my preamble, that we started some in 2015. That's a period of about 7 years in existence. So alhamdulillah, we're very proud of ourselves and what we do. Our call for people to come and give us the support is out of love. Is out of love, because what we are doing is a cause for the hereafter. So we call people to come and contribute because we believe it's a brotherhood. What you possess on the higher level, I may not possess it. So you contribute, but when you look at the period that we have lived in, we have always sustained the organization through our contributions. Each and every member of these institutions gives whatever that they have. It may not be consistent, but with the commitment. And like he says, we have other people that have seen our works and have said, wow, I want to associate myself with you. And we encourage those. We encourage those.
MashaAllah. Of course, anytime when you have challenges, of course, one door if it's closed, the other door is open. And in life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created 2 things in pairs. So if you have challenges, you all have achievements. What are some of the things you think that CMY has achieved during all this particular period which it has been in existence? Because we can't just dwell on the the challenges, but we also have to look at what are the things which have been achieved by someone. Sheikh Mubarak, you can take it up.
Alhamdulillah, we have achieved a lot. When we started, we never believed that we can achieve so much in terms of propagating Islam. We started going on the streets, talking to non-Muslims. At first, we were not sure of the response, how these people react to our message. I'm sure on the Copperbelt we can happily say we are the first ones to approach non-Muslims on the streets. It wasn't there. And we are the first ones, maybe, if not in Zambia. It wasn't there, so we were on the streets not knowing what to expect. But the response, alhamdulillah, was very good. And we have a number of rivets to Islam through the same system of talking to them through these street dawahs. I can't even remember how many street dawahs we have conducted since then. And alhamdulillah, on that we can say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did accept our efforts, and alhamdulillah, that one is something we can be proud of. That is street dawah.
To sum it up, our achievements has been in the word outreach. Our outreach, we've reached out to so many people on Facebook, on YouTube, and in the streets that we do our street dawah. As of Facebook, we've had so many people, Muslim and non-Muslims, who've had questions. However, they've had no Muslim or a sheikh to interact with, and we have provided this platform through which they've had a chance to ask questions, and those questions have been professionally answered by our sheikhs, alhamdulillah. So in that regard, our success as an organization is through outreach. And may I also take this opportunity to, as a humble appeal, to call out all Muslims out there, regardless of your financial position. If I'm correct, Sheikh, please, and Sheikh Bilal, there's an ayah in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to come in the path of Allah ourselves and our finances. So those that have finances, they can come in CMY with their finances. And those that have time and the energy, they can join us in our street dawahs and propagate the message of Islam.
And also, Sheikh, I think you can see how much we have achieved in the past 7 years from what my colleagues have stated. And this is a milestone. And in itself, the concept just to go on the streets, which we had formulated and works out throughout the country by many more other organizations. And for us also, we had gone to a Southern Africa competition for WAMI in South Africa. And our organization came out number 1. It was the best. In terms of project management, we came out number 1. And apart from that, like he said, our outreach activities, we have interacted with so many people. And we don't just restrict ourselves to outsiders. We've taken a step further to extend it to our colleagues in the correctional facilities. So we have programs in the correctional facilities. Copperbelt Muslim Youth is well known in many correction facilities, starting with Kamfinsa Correction Facility. You go to Luansha, you go to Kansenshi, Remind correction facilities. We have established ourselves there because of the same what my colleagues says on outreach. And we have grown successively through this period of years. We have so many rivets that we have trained, and today, alhamdulillah, as a best of achievement, we are setting up an institution, our own center, which we want to make as a rivet center. We are working around the clock to ensure we put everything in place. We already have a piece of land. We have set up a mini masjid there. We're working up on the plans and many more other things. So these things are an achievement not just for us as an institution, but for all the young people that have taken part in supporting the organization.
MashaAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you in your project. May it be a successful project. Now, Brother Idris, if you look back, is there anything you think that would have done it differently for us to score? Because when you are looking at, you're putting up a target on how to have all these achievements or the challenges, there must be something in the process. You look at, I think if I had done this differently, would have achieved this. Is there anything you think that same way could have done something differently and they were going to achieve the highest scores?
I think from the time the Copperbelt Muslim youth was born, we're talking of about 8 years now. We've not been so much constant in ensuring that CMY fulfills the aim and the task, and what it stands for. And then the other thing is the use of social media. So we did not engage ourselves early in these media platforms. So we did not realize the power and the influence that the media has. And we've seen how others have benefited a lot using these medias. And right now, we could have reached even an extent where we are benefiting, we are earning something from the media, especially the YouTube. And some of our activities could have been sponsored using the same media. And a lot are benefited, like, these others who don't even use it for right causes.
So in short, you are saying that the platform which is available now, the social media, if it was engaged on the area, it would have given.
Yes. When you are so much constant, the more you get to be constant, the more you cover. So by now, maybe it could have been on that level where even other people can be inspired because of that.
Mashallah. Coming back to the issue of the social media, we are seeing same way posting, updating YouTube, their channel on YouTube, Facebook. Who is really behind this? All these works of updating the social media, making sure that whatever is being done in the same way is put on record and shared. Because I understand that same way is all about sharing the knowledge and the dawah. So who is behind these activities?
Myself, with the help of Brother Elias, we are the ones who've been mostly behind the cameras and ensuring that people are always updated about the activities of the Copperbelt Muslim youth. Although that has not been so much easy, because looking at how the world is moving, especially in terms of these the video qualities, it's not been so much easy to move on the same level. Mostly we've been compromising, especially on the quality. So going forward, inshallah, we wish to reach on that level.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you on what you have, because you're using what you have then to gain. It means now what we need is to look forth from the Muslim community if they can also help come in terms of the equipment, because the quality of something is all about the equipment itself. So maybe anyone can come in.
Sheikh, I just wanted also to echo that that to do something is better than not to do it. To have something is better. So for us, I think also we have a system as an organization. Like the brother said, our chief executive officer who runs the administrative is executive secretary, Brother Elias. So automatically our head of religious affairs, Sheikh Mubarak, looks at what content comes out to the public. Everything that you see is systematically and well choreographed. We look at it as a team and ensure that it goes out to the air. If you have seen recently, we have come up with a module of people reciting the Quran in different places. These are also part of ensuring that the team, you cannot all go into it, but we ensure that each one prays their Lord. and the role that each one plays is very critical. We have others who is a treasurer, another one is a programs manager, and another one is a coordinator for this. So really, the production that people see go through a lot of processes, and yet alhamdulillah, in it we have seen it grow. And I think today Copperbelt Muslim runs the highest number of followers in Zambia.
Yes.
Unless otherwise, but you can check. Today in Zambia, Copperbelt Muslim has a lot of followers. The following is the support. We don't take it for granted, but we recognize the effort that people have in following the page, because every content that goes out there reaches them. So alhamdulillah, our executive secretary and programs manager, they're doing what they can do, but it is a collective effort that we do, including this effort that you have created for us to be here today. So alhamdulillah.
Shukran jazeelan. I just want to ask this, it has just come into my mind. Do you have any policy when someone comes, maybe wants to help, but with conditions? Do you get support with conditions? Because some people, they may come with their conditions when they want to help. So do you have a policy over that, and what do you do in such situations? Someone with a condition, he wants to help, so what do you do with that?
Okay, alhamdulillah, we're an institution, and every institution has got a guiding principle. Our guiding principle is the constitution, and we clearly indicate in our constitution that there should be no interference from outsiders, but there should be collaboration with other institutions. So it's like mathematics, we have intersection sets. If we have people that have got help that they want to bring in, and we have an institution like ourselves, we reach a common ground where we're able to agree to say, okay, this is what you can do. And of course, you need to help us with what conforms to the laws of Zambia. We're into a country that is governed by the law. And us as young people and as Muslims, we will not just agree to anything because somebody wants to assist us. We will look at it, is it in conformity with our constitution? Is it in conformity with the laws of Zambia? And then we can say, oh yes, this is what we can be able to do together. So we are open to receive all those that would like to come and work with us. What should be able to guide us is to ensure that we are within the means that we can operate without abrogating the law.
Before we come to the last question, to one of our brothers here, I would like to ask this question. I'm seeing on your logo, Copperbelt Muslim Youth Dawah, knowledge and Dawah. What exactly are you talking about knowledge? Which type of knowledge is this?
This type of knowledge, it starts with the knowledge of deen.
Sheikh, you know, they're out there.
The knowledge of Islam,
No.
which has to do with the Islamic religion and our faith. That is knowledge number one. And also secular knowledge. We have been on the ground, trying to push, a lot of young people, some who are vulnerable, they don't have anyone to push them to, like last time when education wasn't free. We took that initiative and we took it upon ourselves, saying, these guys have to be pushed forward because we stand for knowledge. So we helped them to make sure that they complete their junior secondary schools. And also they are attending these classes of madrasa and they are learning the Quran. Now, so it's knowledge in general, but now it has to do with whichever knowledge which has to do with Islam and also secular knowledge.
Thank you, Sheikh Mubarak. Coming to the end of our program, I would start with Kuzai. I want to the last words, but before that, what has driven you to remain into CMY? Then you conclude with your last words.
What has driven me to be in CMY for this long, basically, is of two things. One is what the Rasul said, Balighani walau aya. CMY serves as a platform for me to execute that command of the Rasul. By participating in the events and going out there in the outreach, I contribute towards the awareness of what Islam is and what the messenger and who the messenger was. And the second thing is Sadaqatul Jariyah, the ongoing forever, inshallah. May Allah accept it from you and from us. That whatever efforts we do, we'll be able to see them in the hereafter on the day of Qiyamah. Our hope is that our efforts do not go in vain. When we put out a video out there, we hope somewhere, someone will convert to Islam. And through them, a generation of Muslims will be raised and will have a stake in that generation. That basically is what has been my drive in CM1. As my last words, I repeat my goal to everyone listening and to everyone who's going to watch this. Join us in whatever capacity you can. We are welcoming. Jazakumullah khairan.
I will come to Sheikh Mubarak.
My last remarks are that I'm just grateful to the support of this team. It's not an easy thing, running a dawah, an Islamic institution, especially here in Zambia, where it's a Christian nation. And these guys, they have been, as a team, we've been trying to push these programs forward. Alhamdulillah, on that part, I'm so grateful, and I just pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps us long so that we can save this deen of His and inshallah find our rewards on the other side.
Coming to the Executive Secretary of CMY, then we'll conclude with the Chairman, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan. You see, Sheikh, I have a book to present to you as final remarks. But the time that you have given us is really not enough. But I'll do my best to conclude with a few points. I'll run on one of the challenges that I actually started writing a small pamphlet, which I call a book. It concerns mobilization of the youth, because I think from the onset of CMY, you have seen mostly same faces, and we are tired of being the same faces. We really need an injection into it, and that's what motivated me to think of writing this book. That I started at the same time with the book we wrote with Sheikh Yusuf Ayami, the journey. Concerning the Hajj, that is the pilgrim. Particularly, I highlighted some of the few points that I just observed that these are true and you can't change them, especially if you want to group yourselves the way we are here on the Copperbelt and calling ourselves Copperbelt Muslim Youth. Our membership for the most part should be Copperbelt, but we can have pilot members outside. The youth which we target is a very dynamic age. He's in high school, for example. After high school, he has to spend 5 years in Medina or other years in Unza, this college and that. They're trying to find themselves. Like right now, our treasurer is not here. He was in school when he joined the Copperbelt Muslim Youth. Yahya Kabanshi, very dedicated brother, very articulate when it comes to finances and management of monies of the organization. He's now working in Osaka. So in a way, we have lost the administrative part of finances to Lusaka. We need him, but he's saving it because there he's working and he's doing all he could. And he still supports, for your information, he still supports CMY financially and other means. Alhamdulillah. Then the second part of my concluding remarks is I must say that I was glad to be part of this institution because it has guided me to a little bit of the knowledge that I've acquired over the years. I was not born a Muslim. I became Muslim in 2003. 2004, I go to the University of Zambia. It's a place that is confused. No time for learning deen and everything. And like the chairman said earlier, I had that time to meet people from the Copperbelt who I never knew about. And that's him and introduced us to a sea of other brothers. And because of the brotherhood that was created, here we are, and it has helped us to gain a little bit of knowledge that yourself is teaching. You're teaching the Sirah, the Sheikh is teaching Quran, and alhamdulillah we are improving because we are so stuck with the little that we learned after taking the Shahada. So this is something that I credit to CMY and its way of managing things. Then the second but not least, the second last of the points is to amplify some of the headers that go deep into my heart. At the point of registering this institution, for example, we had serious challenges within ourselves, our Muslim community. There were people who didn't want us to get registered for whatever reason, and the reason that we were given in some places was that there are other institutions that are doing this. Why not have as many Dawah institutions doing this kind of work? We should all be happy as Muslims to have this. So we should stop this syndrome of blocking this one, that one, to achieve. Let's all achieve, because all we are looking for is to take the steps to the Akhirah. We are running because our time is running out. I had no grey when I joined CMY, I have plenty. So we are going. Then the final one is actually what one of the Islamic institutions adopted, the motto, what they adopted from the Quran. وَتَصْوِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. That went into my heart, and it has helped us to maintain our brotherhood with the brothers that are here. And we hope and we wish that many can come on board and help this institution grow. Not from the level where we are not satisfied with this. Alhamdulillah, we are happy where we are, but we aiming high. So those are my remarks, Sheikh.
We come to Brother Idris, the man behind most of these videos, the man behind the camera.
My concluding remarks are that we need support, especially from the youths, because it's through the support that we can go forward, just like other brothers have said. Let's all join CMY so that we also have other people to replace us, inshallah. And also we ask Allah SWT to make it easy for us in order to propagate and ensure that we have fulfilled our duties, inshallah.
Please. We come to the chairman of CMY. Your last words, sir.
Shukran jazilan, Sheikh. We are very much grateful for hosting us, and that we believe that this platform that we've created now is a continuous process. We want to expose ourselves through the interactions with many young people out there to understand what Copperbelt Muslim youth is, and we're hopeful, inshallah, and very optimistic that you will see many more other people featuring on this program that will come and talk about CMY, that will come and talk about other programs, just for the good of ensuring that the knowledge goes out there to everyone. And also that we just want to say we are grateful to all those that have deemed and supported the organization for all this period of time. Like all my colleagues have stated, that we have run the institution for a long time, and our hope is that we need to have more young people come on board who can be able to take up the mantle to another level. We remain optimistic that through the establishment of this institution, it will live many more years to come. Like I indicated to you, that we have now started the project of building up a center, which is a Revek center. The Revek center is meant for those people who come, who are new Muslims, train them for 14 days. After that, allow them to go and interact with many people. And of course, like we said, that we come from a Christian nation. We, like myself, I just embraced Islam in 2004. So you can see that we have had a lot of experiences with people who have embraced Islam, and after embracing Islam, they have suffered repercussions from families. Others have been ridiculed, rejected. So we believe that Copperbelt Muslim is It's a team. It's like a family. It's a brotherhood and sisterhood to provide comfort also to those people who are having the challenges, because some of them don't even know where to start from. But when they hear my stories of how I became a Muslim and how I lived through the life and the journey, and they also hear about those who have been born Muslims and created opportunities for others to embrace Islam, it motivates them. We have a library at Bulangilio Mosque in Kitwe, which is open to anyone. Anybody can go there at any particular time, provided it's between maybe 8 to 17 hours. They look at the literatures that we have. They look at what is there. They can learn. We just want to encourage our general membership that this organization was established for knowledge and dawah. Each and every participation and contribution that you make to this organization is not for me as an individual, but like my brother said, that we also look at the life hereafter. If we call for brothers to contribute to those old clothes that you have, donate them to Copperbelt Muslim Youth, because we know and understand that there's a brother out there who's looking for that trousers which you feel is not worthy for you. When we ask for your contributions, like he said today, alhamdulillah, the government has created a platform for free education. We never had previously, and for us as an institution, we used to have people who come to us to say, please help me, sponsor me to school, my child I can't afford. And we do that. Now today we are focusing on tertiary. If your brother has got an issue, we want to help. So I just want to encourage everybody out there that is watching us that you must be able to participate. Find an opportunity of participating yourself into Islamic activities. Even if you're not on the Copperbelt, you could be in Pulungu, you could be in Chipata. Make yourself available. And you can reach us in so many ways. We have conducted programs in Northwestern before, so we have our coordinator there, Isa, Brother Isa in Solwezi. Alhamdulillah, all those platforms are created in order to make this network a connection that is able to run with current.
I wanted even to come to that point, the last point. How do someone contact you? How do they get you? Whether it is on social media, whether it is the physical address, how do they come to you?
Our physical address and office is at Sakile Masjid, because we're still constructing our center in Iwenga.
Yeah.
So for now we are located at Sakile Masjid.
Yeah.
We have our
Usakila is found where?
Usakila is in Kitwe.
Okay.
Usakila Masjid is found in Kitwe, F section. Those who have been to Usakila, the Usakila roundabout, you go up.
Yes.
That's where the masjid is. When you check on our Facebook pages, we have put the contact numbers there, which are reachable. The contact number that we've put is for executive secretary, and also it's easy for them to get to us. We also have our email addresses. We're also on YouTube. So inshallah, people can get to us in so many different ways.
Yes.
Physically, electronically, we are still there for everybody else.
Okay. Thank you very much for this particular wonderful program. MashaAllah, barakallahu feekum, my brothers, for attending this particular program. Listeners and the viewers, you have heard the projects, you have heard the objectives of CMY, what they do. They have projects like in Iwenga, where they are constructing a rivet center. This project needs your support. As a Muslim, we know for sure that nothing you give it to Allah which is taken as in vain. No matter how little something is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't look at the quantity, He looks at the quality. We need that one kwacha which you have in your pocket for this particular project. This project, when you give it in, Man dhalladhi yukridu Allah qardan hasana fayudha'ifahu Allahu ad'afan kathira. And Allah is telling us, who is that person who's going to give Allah a soft loan? Imagine you give it out just to support this project. You're giving to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a soft loan. And that soft loan Allah the Almighty, He multiplies it for you. You're going to find it with Him on the day of Qiyamah. They have also talked about the project which they have supporting the inmates. You know for sure, it can be you, it can be me at any given time. Not everyone who is in prison, he is guilty of a case. You might be accused of something, you find yourself in the prisons, and you will need the help of those who are outside. That cloth which you have, that food which you are throwing out, there are others out there who do not have that particular food. Let's help this organization. It is only us who can make it go further. It is only us who can aim that particular Jannah. You might just be having a one coin away for you to enter into Jannah, and give it out, you find that the Jannah is just by your doorsteps. So I hope we are urging you Muslims out there, the listeners and the viewers, that please, we can contact the CMY on YouTube. You just type CMY, Copperbelt Muslim Youths, the page will be available to you. Facebook, Copperbelt Muslim Youths, you find it there, and you can still inbox them. You'll get more details on how to contact them. And if you want to contact them direct on the phone, you can call on 1977 32 76 19. Contacting them direct is 0977 32 76 19. This number you get to the Chief Executive Secretary of CMY. With the Barakatillah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we urge and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless more this organization, and that it is standing on the principles of the unity. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْدِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. You can see how the Copperbelt Muslim Youths has united all the youths in all the backgrounds of education. There are the sheikhs, we have them here. There are those who have done their different education in all the communal obligations which is needed in the community. We have got the engineers, we have got the administrators, we have got all the sect of the doctors, we have them. We need to have more and more of the youths. Hence, the executive Copperbelt Muslim Youths is urging you youths of the Copperbelt and those people who want to join anywhere else from around Zambia or in the world, that please communicate, contact Copperbelt Muslim Youths. Let's grow our Islam. Our duty is to propagate. The rest we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa akhiru dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.